You want me to go ahead, Cindy? All right. So I'm glad everybody is on here. This is exciting stuff, exciting times. This whole group we have going on here, these mini groups, is going to be a great asset to everyone's business. So I'm really excited to see what this unfolds for everybody. But I have the distinct pleasure of officially introducing you to for the first time, to some, and reintroducing you to people that you've already met. But this lady here is a mother. She is a wife. She works this business now full time. Truly loves helping people, and she definitely has fun while she does it. She knows how to make money, and by that I mean she is currently wearing a sapphire ring, which indicates earnings of over $8,333 each and every month. She is very quickly approaching that $250,000 mark, which she will don then the ruby ring, indicating earnings of over $250,000 every year. But most importantly, she has 100% of this entire business in her, and she loves pouring into others. So without further ado, I want to officially bring to the microphone our 4-star director, quickly approaching 5-star, Miss Cindy Brueggemann.
Wow, thank you so much, David, for that introduction. I truly appreciate it. And I just want everybody to know who they just heard from, you guys. Mr. David Felger is a 1-star director with the company. He is, over halfway to 2-star. But when he started this business, he had never experienced network marketing before, never. And he got into this business to, take his family on a few vacations. That was the goal. And quickly, within a week or two, he realized that he could make a business out of this and get out of his full-time factory job, which is his goal, and hopefully soon to be retiring from the factory and doing this full-time himself also. So it's very exciting to be seeing these lives change. And Mr. Felger has been under my mentorship since day one, and along with Jen Smith, and just been so coachable, very, very coachable. He joined the business, gosh, probably about 3 or 4 months after I joined the business. So he's been with us along the way, learning the different the things that worked and don't work. So he's been right along with us. So he just broke his one of the first directors on your team tonight, right, David? Yes. I know he's just on cloud 9 right now. So congratulations to you too, David.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to be here, you guys, tonight. It's our launch, our kickoff for our mentoring program. Gosh, when I put that out there, I went to Eagle Weekend actually, and I had something in my mind to do something like this, where we could just teach everybody who wanted to grow their team, they wanted to grow their business, teach them how we did it from the beginning and get that duplication. And I went to Eagle Weekend, and we got to sit with a mentor and ask the top income earners, the top 5-6 income earners, questions. And one of the questions I asked one of the leaders was what's one thing that I can do to get to the next level? Okay, because she's a 5-star director, I'm a 4-star. So I wanted to ask her, what obstacles can I expect, and what is one thing that I can do to get to the next level? And she said, just put out there in your team page and ask who wants to be mentored. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do mentor a few people. You guys seen the post. I'm going to mentor a few people who wants in. And lo and behold, we had 250 people comment. So obviously I can't mentor 250 people myself, because that's just not fair to everybody, and I don't have enough time. So we are breaking this down with the leaders. It's going to create so much duplication for everybody's organization. So super excited about this. So congratulations to all of you, first of all, for taking this step and committing to being mentored and being coachable, because that's the first step of what it takes to be successful. I've been in a lot of companies. I've been in 2 other companies where I've built teams, okay? And I never had mentorship. I never had somebody that taught me how the ins and outs. I've always figured it out on my own. And when I joined this company, I had coaches to teach me, all the way up to Mr. Bradley. Okay, I had the number 3 income earner at that time, Miss JP Watkins, came to Jen's. We launched at Jen Smith's house instead of mine because it was closer for her, and uh, so she came to the house. Like, she drove 2 hours and did a launch party for us. At that time, we had no clue. I mean, yeah, she was number 3 income earner. We had no idea what that meant, but we grabbed onto her, and I told her, you teach me everything you know because I want to be where you're at. And at that time, was she a 2-star or 3-star, Jen? I want to say she was a 2-star because she hit 3-star. No, she was 3. Tiffany was 2, I think. I don't know, but she was number 3 income earner because she hit 4-star, I think, quickly after that, at the end of the year. But um, it's crazy, the mentorship, the coaching that we've had, all the way up to Mr. Bradley. And we're pretty close up to Mr. Bradley, and that there's so many people getting in now, 10, 11, 12, 15 levels down. The more people that joined the business, there was less than 10,000 people in the business when we joined the business 2.5 years ago. Okay, now there's 45,000. We're approaching 50,000 very quickly, and as more people keep joining, they're going to be further and further away from the top. But still, you can go out and meet Mr. Bradley because he's still traveling around the world to meet people, which is amazing. You don't see companies like that go and you're able to meet the top income earners and learn from them. You're able to go meet the founder of the company. He's out there weekly, every single week. You can go to Atlanta, Georgia on a Tuesday night and meet Mr. Bradley every single week. He's there. This weekend he's traveling over to London to do a big Eagle weekend over there. So he's out there, but we want to be able to share that with you. So that one of the things that we want to get out of this is to share that integrity of the company. Okay. So I wanted to share with you guys the goal and the purpose of this mentorship first. I just have a whole list of things. I didn't want to forget anything tonight. So, with me being on my own and other companies and feeling lost, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do this. So one of the goals and purposes is to teach the basics that we used in the beginning. Okay, there's a few of us on here that we started pretty close within the first few months of this business. We had no tools. Okay, when we started this business, we didn't have a webinar. We didn't have the presentation. It wasn't even our back office like you guys have access to it now. I had to beg for it from corporate office for them to send it to me because only directors were doing it live in meetings. They weren't even doing webinars. So I had to beg for it and we got it pretty quick. And we just started doing the presentation over and over again. But I want to share the culture and the integrity of the company and Mr. Bradley's integrity. I wanted to be able to bring this. We're breaking this down into small groups so you guys have direct support from your leaders. Okay, I'll explain how we broke this down, and then you have a safe environment to ask questions too. Some people might be afraid to ask questions like on the big team meeting or in the team page. This is going to give you a small group where you're with people who are just building the business, who want to, get to the next level, whatever the goals are, but you're with the same like-minded people and you can ask questions in there. I'm going to teach duplication and then how to find your core 3 leaders, okay, and the importance of core 3. You may not understand what core 3 is, but by the time, the next couple weeks with this mentorship, you're going to understand what your core 3 is, okay? We're going to, I can't even understand my own notes, guys. But we're going to, the way this will work is we're going to do one-on-one coaching with the directors. Like I have done one-on-one coaching calls with the directors already, okay? I wanted to find out what my directors' goals are. My own personally sponsored I'm going to be doing. And then there's 8 directors that are basically leading this along with me, okay? And then each director some of them already have their core 3, okay? Your core 3 is your 3 people that you basically can rely on. They're running the business. They see the vision like you see the vision, and they're building right along with you, and you're mentoring them, coaching them. So some of them already have their core 3 people. Some of them have, some goal builders, some director and trainings that are, have several people that wanted this mentorship also. So we're teaching them to be, they're grabbing on and getting this mentorship also. And they're going to be doing the leadership roles also. So we can break it down into smaller groups so we don't have just one big group. So you should have been already added to a group chat. Obviously, that's how you got this information, because you are added to a group chat. And within that group chat, each team of directors are going to get full access to me. And there's going to be one day out of the week where each team is going to get direct access to me. And I'll tell you which days. So this is kind of how we broke it down. So on Mondays, David Felger and Bridget Harding are going to be, it's going to be their days where I'm committed to them if they want special trainings, whatever it is, special trainings, phone calls, if they want a little group powwow, if they have three-way calls and they're going to launch that day, whatever it is, I'm committed to them on Mondays, okay? They get me on Mondays. And then David has a couple leaders under him, Dawn Marie, Michelle Blanton, and they will be right along with that, and they have their own group chats also. So if your guys are in theirs, you're under David and Bridget also on Mondays. And then on Tuesdays is Stephanie Cloutier and Jane Freund. And Wednesday is Jen Smith and Rosalind Gerard, who's over in the UK. And then Thursdays is Tammy Stahl and Joy Simpson. And then on Friday is My Directs and the UK sponsored US reps. I have all of you guys in one chat too. So that will be, Fridays are going to be our day that you guys have access to me, and we'll be working together on Friday. So I'm excited about this. It's going to be busy. I am committed 100% fully to this. Let's see. The leaders are going to start this week with a 15-minute coaching call with each and every single one of you individually. Okay. So 250 people that are committed to this are going to get a coaching call from the leader. And I'll explain to you in a little bit what to expect on that coaching call. It might make you nervous, right? So those will be taking place this week. Some of you may have had yours already, but we're all going to launch and relaunch our businesses with this mentorship, okay? That's going to be the key. If you guys have a notebook and want to be writing stuff down, we got a lot that we're going to be going over here, but this is recording and you can go back and rewatch. But we're going to be launching and relaunching our business. The time frame of this mentorship, we don't know. This is just something new that we've done. We've never done this before. It's not really a challenge or a contest. It's here to teach. We're here to teach. We're here to teach and to share. And as long as people are plugged in to our mentorship, we're going to keep going. We're hoping this is going to create a lifelong mentorship. Okay, that's what mentorship is about. If you find someone who's a good mentor, you latch onto them and you run with them. Okay, and we're offering to help you guys. You guys got 9 directors at many different levels, and everybody's still going, quickly to the next level. So you guys have a lot of experience and a lot of wonderful directors here to run with you. Let's see. Okay, we're going to provide private and group trainings. Okay, every once in a while we'll probably throw Zooms in here on Sunday nights and do some trainings. I've got a ton of ideas that I want to do some training. Some of them, just so you know, Facebook 101 is one. Building rapport on social media, closing a prospect, being a team leader and what's expected of you at each level. Dream boards, we're going to talk about DMO, edification, following up, PS3, launching our businesses, all that kind of stuff was things we're going to learn through this, okay? Everything's going to be communicated through your small group chat, all right? We will have, more group Zooms like this. They'll be recorded, they'll be shared. I didn't want to create a big group chat because things get lost and we get added to too many groups. I wanted to keep the private chats where they're more intimate. So you guys get more out of it. So but you guys do have direct access to me. You just let your leader know that you need to talk to me. So what you can expect on your 15-minute coaching call. I know it's nervous. Yeah, it's sometimes it's uncomfortable. If you have not talked to that person, you might feel uncomfortable getting on that call. Like, why do I need to tell this person? This person's going to be mentoring you and coaching you. They need to know your goals. Okay, so the first thing you're going to talk about is goals. All right, let this person know if you got something going on in your life. All right, they're the ones that should know if you're not showing up to something, that they know why. If you've gotten sick, say a couple weeks down the road, you're not able to jump on something, or something happens, you're not able to get on the coaching call. Don't just not communicate with them. You have to communicate with this person. They're the ones who should know everything about you, because if they don't, they're going to think that you just don't want the work. You just don't want the help. Okay. If they don't know you've got something going on, they're going to assume, well, they must not want the help if they're not, showing up for their call like they said they were going to, be on. So just communicate with that person if something comes up, and let them know that something's going on. But we're going to ask for 3 goals. We're going to first talk about the August 11th date. August 11th is about 6 weeks from now. I didn't calculate it exactly. I think it's about 6 weeks. That is the cutoff for convention. Some of you might say we're not going to convention, but that's we're still setting the date. We're still setting a goal for that date. 6 weeks from now, if you want to be bronze, silver, gold, DIT, director, whatever it is. I'm hearing all of them already. So whatever it is, maybe it's just to get one person in the company. It's okay. Like, it's your goal. And, so we're going to set that one goal 6 weeks from now, December 31st. So by the end of the year, where do you want to be? You've got to have goals set in front of you, because that just runs you to the next level. And if you're wanting to build a team, you've got to have set goals for the date. Okay. And then we're going to set a 1-year goal. What do you want from 1 year from now? Is it a certain amount of money? Okay. Do you need $2,000 a month? A year from now, I need at least $2,000 a month. We're going to tell you need to go to director, because director makes an average of $2,000 to $3,000. When I joined the business, I told my sponsor, I need $4,000 to $6,000, $4,000 to $5,000 a month now. I can't wait. I need it now. It didn't happen fast enough for me, but I needed it within a year. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. And I knew with the compensation plan that I would be able to achieve it within a year. And I did. It took me 9 months to get to 2-star director. And that was, I was fully committed because I had that goal in front of me, and I had a date. I had it within a year. I had it set. I wanted to achieve it within a year. But I worked so hard and I had amazing people running with me right from the beginning, that, it achieved pretty fast. So we will set your 1-year goal. And then, like Jen Smith, when she was on there to announce Joy Simpson at the phone call, the corporate call the other day, was it last week or the week before? Mr. Bradley asked her, Jen, you went 1 star, 2-star, 3-star. What was your favorite? And she said, well, the most income, increase was 3-star. So I got to say 3-star. But he asked her, what's your 4-star goal? And it took her off guard, because we hadn't discussed the goal yet. Like, we always should have that next goal in front of us. Because you never know when Mr. Bradley's going to catch you off guard. So always have that date in your mind of when you're going to hit that next, especially if you're going to be talking to Mr. Bradley. But Jen did set that date for June 30th. So yes, next year, June 30th, right? not next week, next year, June 30th. Miracles do happen, Jen. But no, so that's going to be the first thing. You're setting those 3 goals. You're going to talk briefly. They're going to ask you, just briefly tell me your why you're doing this business. Is it, your kids? Your why should be very strong. Your why should be so strong that it makes you cry. And it took me a long time to get to understand that. I'm thinking, I just wanted to get out of debt. I wanted to get out of debt so bad. That was my why. And that wasn't strong enough for me in my other business to keep me going. I roller coastered until I got into this business. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And my why became so deep. And now my why is even deeper. You know, as you grow in the business, your why is going to keep growing, your goals are going to keep, you know, changing, and it just doesn't just become about you anymore. It's about other people. And now I'm expecting my first grandbaby, so it just makes my why so much bigger. Um, so it's we're just going to briefly ask what your why is. The third thing we're going to do is, you know, ask you how much time you can commit to your business, you know, either daily, weekly, and then we'll take that information, your goals, and we'll take your time that you say you can put into it, and we're going to see if it coincides. All right, we'll see if um, we need to adjust something, whether it is adjusting your goal or adjusting your time that you can put into the business. Because if you say you want to be one-star director by the end of the year and you're not gold builder yet, we probably need to adjust some time. Maybe if it doesn't coincide, we might say, you know, can you give up an hour of television tonight? Can you get up a half hour earlier? Can you take a lunch break? You know, we'll, you know, adjust things for you to make your goals and your time frame match. Okay, we'll help you with that. And then you're going to set a launch date. Okay, so start thinking about a launch date. There's a list of dates that we have within the next week, 10 days or so, that we're going to be doing launch webinars. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit and I'm going to do a little training on how to launch and how to invite to your launch party. So and know this makes a lot of people nervous. It makes so many people nervous. We're going to ask you if you're ready to approach your warm market. Okay, approaching your warm market is scary. I know a lot of us build online. We haven't touched our warm market. I touched my warm market right in the beginning, and then after that I went all online, and I haven't talked to many of my warm market anymore. So it's time for me to start going back to my warm market too. So I'm going to be launching and relaunching right along with you guys the same exact way. So yeah, I haven't hit my hundreds list. So I'm going to talk about a hundreds list. We're going to instruct you when you get off the phone. We're going to instruct you to start writing your hundreds list if you haven't gotten it written. If you have written it, you're going to you're going to just update it. You're going to look at it. You're going to update it, see who you haven't contacted yet, see who you need to follow up with. But basically, your hundreds list is going to be uh, your hundreds list is going to be a process of elimination. Okay, you're going to see how many of those 100 people you can get to tell you no. All right, I guarantee, I promise you, they're not all going to tell you no. So don't be scared of that hundreds list. All right, there's going even 10% tell you yes, that they're going to watch. They'll watch the presentation. That's 10 people that you showed it to. Okay, so don't be scared of this hundreds list. Well, I shouldn't say don't be scared, because I'm scared. That's why I haven't hit my hundreds list yet, but I'm going to do it with you guys. We have a list of launch dates. So Wednesday nights, every single Wednesday night, we do a webinar, 7 o'clock Eastern time. These are all Eastern time. So this Wednesday, so if you guys have had your launch call already, or coaching call already, or you have it in the next couple days, you can launch on Wednesday. Don't wait. I mean, I had joined the business on a Sunday, and JP Watkins says, I'm coming to your house Tuesday. So we had to invite. Those last minute invites are good though, because they're excited. They're curious to what you're going to show them, and they're not going to forget about it because you just told them a day or two ago. You know, instead of telling them 2 weeks out. It's always good to do it at the last minute. Sunday, June 30th. Okay, we're going to do one at 7 p.m. And then, so we're going to do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all right in a row. I know it's a holiday week, but don't decide for other people that they're going to be out of town. If you're going to be home, you can do a launch date. If nobody shows up, it's okay. You can always relaunch the following week when the holidays are over. Okay, try it. It's not going to hurt anything to try it if you're going to be home. So we're going to do Sunday at 7 p.m. June 30th, Monday July 1st at 9 p.m., Tuesday July 2nd at 7 p.m., and Wednesday is our original normal Wednesday night webinar at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, we got Thursday's the holiday, the 4th of July. Friday, people will be out of town. Saturday, we're going to throw some morning ones in. We're going to throw a 10 a.m. in at July 6th. I'm not doing anything that weekend, so I'm going to throw these in. If someone shows up, great. If not, it's okay. Yes, these are all Eastern Standard Time, but I'm throwing in a 1 p.m. also on Saturday. So those of you, and we do have these, we have a flyer, we'll share them with you. But 1 p.m. on Saturday, July 6th, for those of you who are on the West Coast, they can tap into that, so it'll be morning time for you. So Saturday, 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, July 7th at 8 p.m. I will post these. Okay, so I'm going to go into the train. You know what? I'm wondering, this is for inviting prospects too. These live chats are. So I'm going to, I wish I could, I'm going to put these in here. That way there's anybody who's watching the recording too has them right here and you guys can write them down. So Wednesday, June 26th, Sunday, June 30th, 7 p.m. Repeat them again. Bridget, you can type them for me. Do you have the list? That'd be great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I was trying to get them all together in one spot. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start on some of the training. I've got some training to talk to you about how to launch and how to invite to your launch. Okay, because I know this is kind of scary to do because some people haven't launched. They went directly on the social media. Some people just dove into the travel side of the business, and you haven't shared this with anybody. So we're going to talk about how we did this right in the beginning. Okay, and it worked. It worked. We launched. We relaunched. I did this every single week. So first of all, there's three types of launches. I'm going to let Bridget finish this because I have my screen I'm going to share. I'll let her finish typing that in the chat, and then I'll share my screen. I'll just talk about this now. But there's three types of launches, okay? There's an in-home party, there's a webinar, and you can do a local meeting. Those are three types of launches that you can do. And the number one I suggest is finding a local meeting, okay? Finding a local meeting, you can go into your planetnow.com, and you can click events and then type in the city near you. Okay, so if you're in Michigan, type in Detroit. If you're in California, there's some in Ontario. There's some, I'm not sure where, I think there's some in Los Angeles. If you're not sure, ask out on the team page. We can find them for you. I can look in the director's chat and type in certain cities. If you don't have any near you, I understand. There's not meetings everywhere. There's just not, because there's not directors everywhere, which is great for you guys because we need more directors to do these meetings and to share the information in your area to grow these areas. But so if you can get people to a local meeting, though, that is great because they're going to see the culture of the company. They're going to get talk to the directors right there at the meeting. Number two is doing in-home parties. I'm going to share my screen now. Find it here. I have a training here. Okay. This isn't where I wanted to go. This is inviting to your launch. I first wanted to talk about the hundreds list, but we already started on this. So right here they are. We'll go back a step after this. So, okay, so your local game night, which is your local meeting. The second one is an in-home party, your living room, okay? Invite to your living room, guys. And then live webinars, okay? And this is what we've done. We've scheduled our launches in our first 3 to 5 days. Like I said, when I joined the business, I'm gonna stop my share so I can talk. So when you join the business, when I joined, I said, on Sunday, she said, we're coming on Tuesday. We're going to launch you. And then I had them come again on Friday. All right. And then the following week they came the following Friday. I had 3 launches within, like 10 days time. And that helped me hit my warm market. And then I started doing in-home parties where they couldn't keep coming to me, and I couldn't keep relying on them to come to me because they lived, 2-3 hours. JP Watkins lived in Texas. She was just up here that week in Ohio. And Tiffany drove 3 hours to come to my house. Tiffany McIntosh did a couple times. So after that, I was on my own, and my sponsor lived in Alabama. I live out in the middle of the cornfields, so I didn't have a local meeting. My closest local meeting at that time was 3 hours away with my upline. There was one in Columbus I found out, which was 2 hours away. Still, I couldn't bring a carload of people to Columbus. I mean, no one's going to, check. I drove 3 hours to see mine. I was curious. I had talked to some people already in the business and knew a little bit about it. So I definitely drove 3 hours because I was making a big change from my previous company. But not everybody's going to be like that. You're not going to get them to go 2 or 3 hours to a meeting. And everybody understands that. So the next best thing is doing it in your house. Invite them to your house, plug your computer in to your TV. And I did this over and over and over again until I was comfortable doing the presentation myself. Okay, my sponsor lived in Alabama, so she would do the Zooms for me. We ended up doing this every Tuesday night. We picked every Tuesday night. I would invite people over. They could see her. She could see us. We could ask her questions. She would answer the questions. And as I started having people join the business, we would do this at their house. They would have launch parties at their house and invite their people over. Well, it got to be where we had several people in the area that wanted to do launch parties together. So I found the local daycare who let me use their room at no cost. My cousin owned it, so we could use the room in the evenings. Nobody was there in the evenings, and they had a TV. I could plug my thing in, and then we started doing social media and inviting people off of Facebook because we wanted to do it, like we didn't want to invite people off Facebook into our home. So we started doing it in the daycare and inviting people there. So it was a way for us to get multiple people in a room at one time in front of somebody who can answer questions and do that third party validation and close the party for us. So that is how we did it, and I really highly recommend doing it like that way. Because we're going to be tapping into our warm markets. Invite them to your house. Get that one-on-one with them. Get their questions answered right there online. We'll do a Zoom like this for you. All of those webinars, those dates we just gave you, those are live launches like this. They're going to be live on Zoom, and you're going to be able to bring it up onto your computer. Tell the people to come at 6:45. And if it starts at 7, tell them it's 6:45 to be there. So you're ready to go because we're going to start right at 7. If you tell them 7 and they get there at 7:15, 7:05, they're going to miss the first 5 to 15 minutes of the presentation. They're going to miss the whole travel part. They're not even going to see it. So make sure when you're telling people, you're telling them 15 minutes ahead of time to be at your house. Okay, so they're there on time because you have to have make sure you got everything set up. If you need to test plugging your computer into your TV to make sure the Zoom and all that works, we can test it with you. All right, and then the third one is the live webinar. If you just can't invite people to your home, if it's not an option, it's okay. You can still invite them to the live webinar. Okay, you can invite them. We'll give you the Zoom link. It's going to be the same link every single time. David, I don't know if you know mine by heart anymore, if you can type it in there. The Zoom link it's like 881 or something like that, 818.
Are you talking about the one for your Wednesday webinar?
Yeah, no, it's not the Wednesday night webinar. It's just my
your personal one.
Yeah, it's actually, it's not this one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have it on hand right now.
I'll get it typed in here in a minute.
Okay, thank you. It'll be that. We'll just use my personal main link, so it's the same link every time we do a webinar. Okay, writing 100 names. Okay, and then we're going to talk about how to invite to the launch. But let's talk about first the 100 names, because you're going to be instructed when you get off your coaching call. You're going to have your launch date set, okay, and you're going to be instructed to write 100 names. All right, so this is where some people are like, I don't know 100 people. I don't know 100 people. Some people might have more than 100 people on their Facebook. They might have more than 100 contacts in their phone. Okay, but there's another way where this might help you a little bit. So making your list, if you go to slideshare.net, and search ultimate memory jogger, just put those words in, ultimate memory jogger, you're going to come up with a picture like this. A picture will come up. Click that ultimate memory jogger, okay? That is going to give you a list of key friends, business contacts, and many more other names that you're going to be able to share this opportunity with. So it's going to give you, neighbors, people from church. It's going to just give you a list of, your beautician, your accountant, your insurance guy. It's going to give you just types of people that's going to trigger names in your mind. And you just write those names down. Don't decide for them if they're going to like this or not, or if you want to contact them or not. Just put their name down. If their name comes into your mind, you write their name down. Okay? Don't make the decision for them, because you just don't know. You don't know. And you know what? Make it a goal that you're going to get a no from them. I'm going to get a no from this person. I'm going to get a no from this person. It's okay if you get a no. That means you went, through more people. Without a list, you have no business. You've got to have this list. Start a notebook, because you're going to always be adding names to that list. Just get a fresh, clean notebook. Start writing your 100 names down, and it will fill up. It may take 5-10 years that notebook fills up, but always be, you go to a restaurant, go to a grocery store, you see somebody like, oh, I'm going to put them on my list because I think they'd be amazing at this. But it doesn't mean you have to go contact them right away. Okay. You can just build rapport gradually with them. So scheduling your launch in your first 3 to 5 days, like we talked about that already, the different types of launches. So inviting to your launch, this is the scary part, right? You don't want to go contact those 100 people. So one of the ways this is the way that I launched, and I know, Jen, we both, this is what we said. I'm starting a new project and I need your help. Can you come with me on Monday night at 7 and check it out and give me your opinion? You can say, can you come to my house Wednesday night, 6:45, and check it out and give me your opinion? Do that 15 minutes early, whatever date you choose. If you're going to choose Saturday morning, 10 a.m., can you just swing over to my house Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, 9:45, check it out and give me your opinion? And if you're not newly launching and people know that you're a travel agent, you've been in this a while, just say, hey, I'm working on a project and I need your help. Can you come over, check this out Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, and, give me your opinion. If they're like begging you to know what it is you're doing, what is it? What are you doing? What are you doing now? Just say, you know what? I'm really busy. I don't have a lot of time to explain. Can you just come and check it out for me? I really appreciate, what you think about it. And they're going to be curious. They're going to want to help you out. If they're your friend, they're going to want to help you out. Okay. Those are the people that you can just reach out to, that on a personal basis. Those are the ones that you're already in touch with. Those are the ones that you can invite to your home, that you feel comfortable inviting. So just pretend you're inviting them over to a Tupperware party. Okay. The people you would want to invite over for a Tupperware party, invite those to start out with this verbiage. Okay. That's what I did. So they're the ones who are going to want to support you. Here's another way. And Stephanie had shared this with me. I know Fraser Brooks has just done this. So those of you that were in the Fraser Brooks challenge might have seen this, but I thought this was brilliant and I wanted to share this with you. This is a way you can reach out to those people that you haven't talked to in a while. You put on your list and you just haven't reached out to them. You might have them as friends on Facebook. This is a way to reach out to them. Do a survey. Okay. This will get the ball rolling. But you're not going to invite them to this first launch. Okay, you're going to get the ball rolling first, like this. You're going to say, quick question. I'm doing a survey, and I was curious if you'd be open to just answering a couple quick questions. If not, no big deal. Okay, and they're going to say, sure. You're going to say, great, thanks. And then you're going to shoot them the first question that says, have you ever traveled anywhere in the past year? Okay, they're going to tell you they traveled, and they'll probably tell you where. Yes, we went to Tennessee. Okay, great. How did you book your trip? Through a generic website by yourself, over the phone, or with a travel agent. Okay, they're going to tell you how they booked their trip. This I just put, we drove but booked lodging online. Great, thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciated. That's your survey. You're done. Okay, but they might be asking, you know, why are you doing a survey like that? You can say, well, I'm a travel agent. I'm just trying to see, you know, find the people who, how many people are booking booking through travel agents. How many people are really using a travel agent? You know, it's just gonna start that conversation. It's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. Stephanie has done a couple of these over the weekend, and her conversations have led into more. And it's a great way to start conversations with people without, you know, saying, you know what, I would love for you to come see my, you know, business, see what I'm doing. This just makes it just starting that conversation. These are for people who you just haven't talked to in a while, and you want to just start that conversation, and you're not sure how. So screenshot this if you'd like. We can put this out there. I'll go ahead and screenshot it myself. Let me screenshot this, and I'll put it out there. Got my little talking thing in there. Okay. I'm going to screenshot that this way. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop my share. So yes, Angie, I'll actually, yeah, I'll put it down in the, I'll put it in the, I'll share it. We'll share it in our groups. We'll share it in our groups, in our chats, and then I might put it on the team page also. But I really like that survey. It's a great way, you guys, to just to touch out to those people that reach out to those people that you haven't had conversations with, because I know it's scary to reach out to those hundreds of us. Stephanie, you want to add something to it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop something in there. So
Thank you.
one key thing to that, just to add on, is if that right there, because usually, typically, from what I'm finding and the other people that have done it, sometimes that will actually end the conversation. They'll say, "Okay, awesome." Like I say, "Great, thank you." They're like, "No problem." Okay. So key to that is write their name down. If they actually took your survey, they are now a prospect. So put them in your notebook, and about 48 hours later, go back to them and say, "Hey, thank you again for doing that survey. It was actually really successful for me. I gathered a lot of great information. I was just curious, since you told me you do book your own trips online, if I could show you how you could actually earn money booking your own trips online, would you be open to taking a look? If not, no big deal." That's a nice way to come back at them a couple days later. And you don't even have to go that far. You could just come back to them a couple days later and be even more vague, and actually ask them if they'd come to your party. Come take a look at what you're doing on 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. So the key to that is to, if they do your survey, don't leave it at that. If they don't say anything, don't just go, "Okay, that didn't go anywhere." Make sure you write their name down, because now that you've had that conversation, you can actually bring it back to them a couple of days later.
Great, thank you. I meant to say that and I didn't write it down, so I forgot it. So thank you. And that's the key. You get that conversation started, and yeah, you jump back to them 48 hours later and see if you can keep that conversation going and get them to something. So I'm just going back to the questions now. Someone says, where can I find local meetings? If you go to planetnow.com, 2 N's, planetnow.com, and click events, you will be able to type in your city and find the events. Type in the state, whatever it is, and find those. If you can't find them, post out there on the team page and ask, and we'll be able to find something for you if you have something local. Seeing if I have anything else. Okay. Can you do the survey with cold people or people we're friending? What do you think, Stephanie?
To be very honest, all the surveys I did this weekend were cold market people because I haven't yet approached my warm market, and I'm doing that with you guys too. And just to say that because I have done 10 of my calls so far, and something that I've heard from a lot of people, this is not a lot of us, this is not our first rodeo. We've been in another business. And some people are saying like me, they had a hundreds list. Go get it. Like I'm using my hundreds list that I started back in 2016 for my warm market. So if you were in another business at one point and you had a hundreds list, it's still active. You still can go grab that list and keep adding to that old list. So if you've been in another company before, go get that old list if you haven't burned it.
And that's funny, a lot of us have done other projects and we just haven't hit that hundreds list because we're just as scared. We just feel like we can do it online. We don't have to hit that hundreds list. But I've got people now coming to me 2.5 years later. They've been watching me. It's time for me to go, find the ones that want this. It's time for me to go hit that hundreds list because I shouldn't be waiting for them to come to me. And I know follow-up is key, but they're just following me. I haven't even talked to them for the first time yet. So I'm just as scared, you guys, as it is. It's something just about hitting the people that and scared of that no. So I'm looking at it as how many on my hundreds list can I get to tell me no, and I'm going to keep track of it. So I'm kind of excited. It's the new thing for me.
And I was going to interject with that, Cindy, really quickly. And I said that to a couple people, you actually won't get. I said, I promise you, you cannot ask 100 people and get 100 no's. Not from your warm market. You just feel that way. You're actually going to be really surprised of what you get. And this is the best part about it. That really is encouraging. Is we are travel agents. We also do sell travel. There is a lot of your warm market that don't even know you do this, especially if you're a silent agent. So guess what? If they say no, guess what you get to say to them? Hey, no worries, no big deal. It's not for everyone. But if you ever need to book anything, guess what? It's free for me to do it for you. So now they're your client. They don't have to be a business partner. So just look at this as a big marketing overall thing. If they're not a business partner, they know what you do at least now. And a year from now, when they see you thriving, they may be a business partner. Until then, they might book something with you.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so what to expect this week? Coaching call, 15-minute coaching call. Get that set up with the person who is your leader in your group chat. If you're not in a group chat, please message me. Start your hundreds list. You're going to set your goals, right? Okay, and you're going to set your launch date, right? And you're going to start inviting to that launch date because we want you to launch within the next week to 10 days. I know it says 3 to 5 days, but I know the holiday week is coming up. So, if you can't launch next week, understand, it's okay. We'll have more webinars the following week. We just scheduled out till July 8th because we wanted to give you what's available this next week, but we'll be having more that following week. So you can probably figure at least months, July 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th for sure. We'll probably do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday also. So just, you can mark those. I don't know what the time is going to be yet, but you can pick those dates if you want. That's it. Anybody have any questions? Like, go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. Any of the leaders or the directors want to add anything, you're welcome to add anything.
Hey, Cindy, do you know yet what time the group calls are going to be for each day of the week? Do you know what time those are going to be yet?
Like for the directors?
Yes.
Okay, those actually, we're not going to have like group calls like scheduled. Those are basically going to be like special trainings if we want it. It's just access to me. I might pop into your group chats. You guys, we might pop onto a Zoom. It's just going to be different every week.
Okay.
And you guys are I'm dedicated to you guys that week. If you need to reach out to me, I will, be here. If you have 3-way calls, if you have questions, I'm here to help you guys that day of the week.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, I just wanted to say thank you before I have to pop off. Thank you for initiating this and just having that mentorship mindset and heart. We appreciate you so much.
Welcome. I love doing this. It's the best part of the business. It's just teaching people what you know. I love it.
Good night, everybody. I got to get into IC.
Okay. She's got to get to work.
Good night.
Bye, April. Have a good night. I will put that, Ashley asked if I can put that slide back up. I will put that up there so you can take a picture. There's the survey. If anybody wants to take a photo, screenshot it. Are we good? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did everybody get it? So Tara Beth, you did not get information on what group you're in. I will look that up and make sure it's a group chat. It's not a group, it's just a chat in the messenger. I'll find you and make sure you're added. You had to somehow to have been on this because I didn't put this in the team page. April, Jen, what day is yours?
Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday
On
is
Wednesday.
April, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Tara Beth is with our team. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else, you guys? Like I know Amy had asked, you know, when the next calls, you know, when the calls are on the days. This is all trial and error. This is something new to all of us. So we'll figure out what works and what doesn't work. If we find where, you know, scheduling something each day for each group is going to be best, we'll do that. If I do a special training, it might be best if I just record that training and share it with all the groups. And you know, everything's gonna be communicated through your chat groups because I have the directors in the chat, and oops, it's time for corporate call here in about 3 minutes. So we gotta jump off here and get on the corporate call at 9. So you know, it's just gonna be trial and error. If we find that something works, we'll run with it. So if we find something that just didn't work very good, then we just won't do that next time. But you know, we're hoping this is going to be just lifelong mentoring, you know, mentorship for all of you, and you guys just take what you can get in. So I'm excited. You guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy your coaching calls and set your goals big. And I can't wait to see and hear about all of the coaching calls that I've already been hearing about some of them. Some of them have already started. So I can't wait to talk to all the people that I'm going to be talking to this week also. So have a great evening, guys. Thank you for being on here, and thank you for being in this group. I really appreciate you guys. Good night.